How's it going, everybody? I'm meteorologist Joey Cragness back with your daily forecast. I'll be filling in for Taylor this week while she's out of town, but let's jump into things here. We still have those wildfires going on out in the Los Angeles area. They're starting to get a little bit more containment as things go on, but conditions could be worsening over the next couple of days while another Santa Ana wind event kicks in. Strong winds again expected for that area could jump some of the containment lines that those firefighters have already established, but we'll be watching those pretty closely. And then we also have some more cold expected to be on the way for pretty much the entirety of the country, expecting well below average temperatures. Before we jump into the weather, though, we do have our Raising Hail Tour 2025 coming up, starting on February 4th up in Edmond here. So come out, say hi. A lot of the Mets will be out there for this Edmond show, and then moving into Texas, Illinois, Colorado, Nebraska, and Florida. We do also have a coupon code that you can use, RHT Taylor 10 for $10 off of the tickets for that. So come on out and say hi, see what we're expecting for this hail season coming up and other severe weather. So getting into some of yesterday's storms, had a little bit of rain and thunder showers moving through the New Orleans area, not too severe. Really no storm reports out of any of these storms. Had some lake effect snow coming off of Lake Michigan, going into Michigan there. Some small little snow bands in Wisconsin, but really nothing of note. It's been fairly quiet in terms of severe weather over the last couple of days. We'll see how things pan out with some cold fronts expecting to come through over the next several days and over the next week or so. We do have that colder air expecting to move east, so get a big bubble of cold air up in the northern Great Plains there, upper Midwest area, down into the Ohio River Valley and central Mississippi River Valley. That's going to shift a little bit further to the east as we go into tomorrow. That cold air now extending further into the Ohio River Valley all the way out to the east coast. Warming up in the southern plains here in Oklahoma, getting closer to those average temperatures over the next couple of days before we'll get another shot of cold air coming through by around the end of the week or so. So right now, though, we're looking at still those rain showers that were in New Orleans yesterday, now moving further east now into the Florida Panhandle and Florida Peninsula down there. And then we have some snow showers starting up in the northeast along that cold front from this low pressure system up in Canada, some of that lake effect snow out in Michigan. Colder air, temperatures in the single digits to negatives up in Minnesota and North Dakota, and then temperatures approaching the 40s in Oklahoma. We got mid 40s in Dallas, mid 50s down in Houston, and then a little bit colder up in the northeast as well. Got about 33 degrees up in Portland, Maine. So temperatures are warming up across the southern U.S. and then down where those fires are in Los Angeles. 60 degrees may not seem super warm, especially when we're talking about fires down there, but when you have these super dry, strong winds, 70 plus miles per hour, in some cases, it really doesn't take heat to get them going. It's still dry air, just need wind to kick off those fires. So got some freeze warnings down for southern Arizona, Phoenix. They don't see a lot of that out there. Have some winter weather advisories out for the Michigan area, lake effect snow impacting that. Another winter weather advisory out near the Buffalo, New York area. Again, more lake effect snow expected in that area. And then looking around the rest of the country here, some high wind warnings. Up in Montana, winter weather advisory for the Black Hills, expecting 4 to 8 inches of snow up there. So just some sporadic winter weather around the country, really not anything super eventful. That big story, though, is those Los Angeles fires, where we do have some fairly extreme fire weather out there. It's not often that you see extreme fire weather outlooks for pretty much mid to end of January. Usually that is a late fall, early winter type of thing out in that area, but those Santa Ana winds, extremely dry, extremely strong, causing that extreme fire weather. Over the next couple of days, 70-mile-an-hour plus winds expected through the end of Wednesday, starting to pick up this afternoon, and then looking out for the Wednesday and Thursday time frame, that critical fire weather still expected to be sticking around, and then hopefully dying off by around Friday. Things will calm down a little bit, and maybe those firefighters can start making some more progress on those fires. Around the country, though, snow depth still sticking around, melting a little bit, though, for the southern plains, where we did have a decent amount of snow coming through. I believe Oklahoma City measured around 3.5 inches, which broke their daily record for snowfall for that day, and also blew past the amount of snow that we saw last year at 2.5 inches. So we got all of that in one system, so we're pretty much set for this year for snow down here. And then that big snowstorm in Kansas City is still melting a little bit from there. They still do have 4 to 6 inches of snowpack in some areas, but that is melting pretty significantly. They had over a foot at one point, but that now cut more than in half out in that area. So we'll jump a little bit further into the future here. For this afternoon, those rain showers expected to continue for Florida. Lake effect snow for the Great Lakes, pretty typical for this time of year. Usually those lake effect snow bands will drop a quick 1 to 2 inches if they're small enough and short duration enough, and then they'll move out of the way. And then as we move into the northern Great Plains here, see some more snow banding as they lead into this low pressure system here, causing just enough lift to get some small convective snow showers out in the Dakotas, Wyoming, Montana area. And then as we go into tomorrow, that snow banding and lake effect snow will continue for the Great Lakes region. Ohio River Valley may see some snow continuing for the northern Great Plains out there. And then snow will pick up for New York starting tomorrow evening. They could get some pretty heavy snow out there for starting tomorrow evening and going into Wednesday even a little bit. So we'll get into then tomorrow night and going a little bit farther into Wednesday morning, starting to see some rain pick up a little bit in southern and central Texas along Houston. Just some scattered rain showers. Maybe you'll hear a few rumbles of thunder, but really nothing severe expected out of that. Snow really starting to pick up, though, over the Lake Superior area, the UP of Michigan there. Really starting to pick up on Thursday morning, going into the midday hours across the rest of the Northeast here. Ohio River Valley seeing some good snow, too, out of this system as it continues to track off to the northeast there. And then later in the afternoon there, Florida seeing some good rain showers on Thursday as well. And then moving back up to the northern Great Plains here, this is going to be our next shot of cold air that we see towards the end of the week. That'll bring well below average temperatures to pretty much the entire country. This low pressure system is going to drag down that cold air, bring some snow possibly with it as well. It's not going to be a super organized system like we saw in Kansas City or we saw in Oklahoma City, in Texas. It's not going to be something super strong and organized like that. It's going to be kind of more sporadic. The strongest snow banding is going to happen up in northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, northern Michigan, well off to the north. But we can take a look at what we're expecting for snow accumulations over the course of the next week or so here. So you see that lake effect banding right along Lake Erie and Lake Ontario there. Seeing some good snow off of that. A few inches out for the Black Hills, expecting some decent snow out there over the next coming days. And then, of course, the Rockies are going to see some snow with that as well. So if we look at our upper air map here, you can see a little bit of a trough going right through Los Angeles. And this is what kind of sets up those Santa Ana wind events. We usually get a low pressure system over the southeast U.S. and a high pressure system or southwest U.S. and a high pressure system over the northwest U.S. And that funnels in this wind through the Santa Ana Mountains right near Los Angeles. That speeds up as it goes through those mountain valleys and dries up as that air descends off of the Great Basin here in Nevada and Utah and descends into the valleys of Los Angeles. So that's what creates those super strong, dry winds that are just terrible for fires. We'll get some strong ridging though as we go in towards later this week, and that'll give us a little bit of warmth for a little bit, but then we get our next shot of cold with this nice strong trough that comes through. We see a little jet streak down here that could bring some rain and other showers to Texas in the Dixie Alley area, and then we get this big troughing pattern that sets up for the weekend. Cold, well below average temperatures pretty much anywhere in and under this trough here. Really the only areas that are going to see near normal temperatures are along the coast there. So we can look a little bit more closely what those temperatures are going to be for this upcoming week here. We got negative double digits in Bismarck, -7 in Minneapolis, and then high temperatures for Tuesday, looking at single digits for Minnesota, getting slightly closer to average in the southern plains, still below average, but we've been significantly below average this past week or so. So we'll be getting a little bit closer before we see our next streak of below average temperatures. And then going closer to the end of this week here, you can see the cold air starting to pool up in Canada, and that'll push down as we go into this weekend. Here's what our extended temperature outlook looks like for the period between the 18th and the 22nd. You got pretty much the entire country in blue. The only area, really, San Francisco, might see some near normal temperatures. You have the very far northeast, pretty much only Maine, and the far southern parts of Florida may see near normal temperatures, but pretty much the entire country is expected to be below average for that 6 to 10 day time frame. And then in terms of precipitation, above average precipitation expected for the Rocky Mountain areas and the surrounding areas. So probably going to be snow if you're in the higher elevations, rain for most of the southeast. If you are kind of on this line here where you're bordering that higher precipitation expected, it could be snow. I'm not going to guarantee it. It is still too far out to determine the exact precipitation type, but expecting above average precipitation for that area for that 6 to 10 day time frame. But that's all we have for us today. If you're interested in learning more about us, go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, or you can scan that QR code up above me if you're interested in purchasing a plan, or you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com, or you can check out our website at www.hailtrace.com. That's it for now. I'm meteorologist Joey Cragness. Thanks for watching.